Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Surah 43 of the Holy Quran. Az-Zukhruf, ornament. Originally meaning gold, but including other types of decoration. Verses 1 to 72. Verses 1 to 59. Sorry. Ameen. I seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the devil's curse. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ameen. By the clear book. Indeed, we have made it an Arabic Quran that you might understand. And indeed, it is in the mother of the book, with us, exalted and full of wisdom. Then should we turn the message away, disregarding you because you are a transgressing people? And how many a prophet we sent among the former peoples, but there would not come to them a prophet except that they used to ridicule him. And we destroyed greater than them in striking power, and the example of the former peoples has preceded. And if you should ask them, who has created the heavens and the earth, they would surely say, they were created by the exalted and might, the knowing. The one who has made for you the earth a bed, and made for you upon it roads that you might be guided, and who sends down rain from the sky in measured amounts, and we revive thereby a dead land, thus will you be brought forth. And who created of the species all of them, and have made for you of ships and animals those which you mount, that you may settle yourselves upon their backs, and then remember the favor of your Lord, when you have settled upon them, and say, exalted is he who has subjected this to us, and we could not have otherwise subdued it. And indeed, we to our Lord will surely return. But they have attributed to him from his servants a portion. Indeed, man is clearly ungrateful. Or has he taken out of what he has created daughters and children for you having sons? And when one of them is given good tidings of that which he attributes to the most merciful in comparison, a daughter, his face becomes dark and he suppresses grief. So is one brought up in ornaments while being during conflict unevident, attributed to Allah. And they described the angels, who are servants of the most merciful, as females. Did they witness their creation? Their testimony will be recorded, and they will be questioned. And they said, if the most merciful had willed, we would not have worshipped them. They have of that no knowledge. They are not but misjudging. Or have we given them a book before it, the Quran, to which they are adhering? Rather they say, indeed, we found our fathers upon a religion, and we are in their footsteps rightly guided. And similarly, we did not send before you any warner into a city, except that its affluent said, indeed, we found our fathers upon a religion, and we are in their footsteps following. Each warner said, even if I brought you better guidance than that religion upon which you found your fathers, they said, indeed, we and that with which you were sent are disbelievers. So we took retribution from them. Then see how was the end of the deniers. And mention, O Muhammad, when Abraham said to his father and his people, indeed, I am disassociated from that which you worship, except for he who created me, and indeed he will guide me. And he made it a word remaining among his descendants, that they might return to it. However, I gave an enjoyment to these people of Mecca and their fathers until there came to them the truth and a clear messenger. But when the truth came to them, they said, this is magic, and indeed we are concerning a disbelievers. And they said, why was this Quran not sent down upon a great man from one of the two cities? Do they distribute the mercy of your Lord? It is we who have apportioned among them their livelihood in the life of this world, and have raised some of them above others in degrees of rank, that they may make use of one another for service. But the mercy of your Lord is better than whatever they accumulate. And if it were not that the people would become one community of disbelievers, we would have made for those who disbelieve in the most. We would have made for those who disbelieve in the most merciful, for their houses, ceilings, and stairways of silver upon which to mount, and for their houses, doors of silver, and couches upon which to recline, and gold ornament. But all that is not but the enjoyment of worldly life and the hereafter which the Lord is for the righteous. And whoever is blinded from remembrance of the most merciful, we appoint for him a devil, and he is to him a companion. And indeed they, the devils, avert them from the way of guidance while they think that they are rightly guided, until when he comes to us at judgment, he says to his companion, "How I wish there was between me and you the distance between the east and west, and what a wretched companion, and never will it benefit you that day when you have wronged, that you are all sharing in the punishment. Then will you make the deaf hear, O Muhammad, or guide the blind, or he who is in clear error? And whether or not we take you away in death, indeed, we will take retribution upon them. Or whether or not we show you that which we have promised them, indeed, we are perfect in ability. So adhere to that which is revealed to you. Indeed, you are on a straight path, and indeed it is a remembrance for you and your people, and you all are going to be questioned. And ask those we sent before you of our messengers, have we made besides the most merciful deity to be worshipped? And certainly did we send Moses with our signs to Pharaoh and his establishment. And he said, indeed, I am the messenger of the Lord of the worlds. But when he brought them our signs, at once they laughed at them. And we showed them not a sign, except that it was greater than its sister. And we seized them with affliction, that perhaps they might return to faith. And they said to Moses, O magician, invoke for us your Lord, by what he hath promised you. Indeed, we will be guided. But when we removed from them the affliction, at once they broke their word. And Pharaoh called out among his people, he said, O my people, does not the kingdom of Egypt belong to me, and these rivers flowing beneath me? Then do you not see? Or am I not better than this one Musa, who is insignificant and hardly makes himself clear? Then why have there not been placed upon him bracelets of gold or ornament, or come with him the angels in conjunction? So he bluffed his people, and they obeyed him. Indeed, they were themselves a people defiantly disobedient of Allah. And when they angered us, we took retribution from them and drowned them all. And we made them a precedent and an example for the later peoples. And when the son of Mary was presented as an example, immediately your people laughed aloud. And they said, are our gods better, or is he? They did not present the comparison except for mere argument. But in fact, they are a people prone to dispute. He, Jesus, was not but a servant upon whom we bestowed favor, and we made him an example for the children of Israel. Peace and blessings be upon the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and glory be to Allah. Allahu Akbar.